The speculation of historic grandiose explosion is, for the most part, identified via most analysts as the essential reason behind the beginning degrees of the universe, wrapping the introduction of stars, planets, and all life in that, counting us. Not enduring its decently unpredictable name, the time period vast blast suitably receives the tremendousness of the event. At the start, the universe changed into a thick kind of particle squeezed into a space greater unobtrusive than a pinhead. From this moment point, a super effect of difficulty came about, referred to as the excellent blast. This briefly summarizes the connection that spread out more than billions of years. Anyhow, paying little heed to the persisting via notoriety of the hypothesis of how matters have become, movements in valid statistics have dynamically tried its determine. In the interim, when NASA shipped off the James Webb Space Telescope, the finest and most created space observatory to date, analysts speculated that its discernments might assist the speculation of historical astronomical explosion. Tragically, after handiest 12 months in space, the telescope has perplexed experts with its earth-shattering limits, giving awesome seams into the universes beyond. The James Webb Telescope's disclosures have uncovered frameworks so antique that they might, as a remember of reality, reshape how we ought to decipher the universe's beginning stages. This unforeseen publicity has begun outrageous hobby amongst analysts and fans alike. One such imperative disclosure got here while stargazer Rohan Natu, isolating early pictures from the James Webb Telescope, incidentally determined a framework that bowled over all people. This universe, named Glass Z13, seemed unusually huge and traced all of the way returned to a quick time frame later. The colossal explosion making it more organized than any as of past Dusen world. Nata's power became tremendous as he bestowed the disclosure to a comp in the world, portraying it as past anything area professionals might at any factor envision. The James Webb Telescope, located a ways from normal impedance and geared up with fine-in-class improvement, became planned to leap into the universe's earliest age, called Grandio Dawn. This period canvassed stealthily approach the improvement of the universe's maximum vital stars and universes. By searching at frameworks from this era, professionals need to refine how they may decipher principal incalculable cycles like the impact of faint count and stupid power. Beginning suppositions for the James Webb Telescope's disclosures were unassuming, looking ahead to several feeble remote universes. However, the reality outperformed all projections. The telescope's images revealed frameworks of astounding improvement, hard existing models, and inciting a typhoon of evaluation development. As analysts keep on taking aside the James Webb Telescope's data, the repercussions of these disclosures will be critical, offering a few other seasons of cosmological recognition. The wonderful disclosures from this no-important observatory provide an interesting investigate the universe's proceeding using mankind's excursion to get to the bottom of the privileged insights of presence. As early frameworks emerged, researchers and onlookers wound up in a scramble to get a handle on them. May this gathering of unusually incredible and remarkable early universes anytime be whimsical? Possibly due to imperfections in the evaluation of the telescope's simple insights. Or, on the other hand, if real, could they at any factor some or another be obliged within well-known cosmological fashions? On the other hand, very perhaps would they say they were the guideline implies that the universe is more ordinary and complex than our boldest speculation had expected? To be being referred to is not anything no longer precisely the manner wherein we may decipher how the exact universe we know emerged out of beginning phase disarray. The early revelations from the James Webb Space Telescope would possibly alter the start pieces of Grandio records. These segments fear faraway ages and frameworks, in addition to our own presence here within the normal clean manner. As Engraving McCarran, a senior board for technology and exam at the European Space Agency engaged with JWST, remarked, "You manufacture these machines no longer to attest the perspective, however, to break it. You basically don't have the haziest thought how it'll break." Will be said that JWST's view of ahead-of-schedule universes has been billions of years sincerely coming to fruition. But greater inconspicuously, they comply with observe again to the Hubble Space Telescope Science Foundation in 1985. Around then, the Hubble Space Telescope turned into at this factor years from send-off. However, the Foundation's then boss, Ricardo Jaon, cited that his bunch begin pondering what can also come after Hubble substantially similarly away. Regardless of beginning quarrels over focusing in on Hubble, Jaon was relentless, foreseeing the extensive improvement method. Man-Wait then, along with a little gathering, started drafting contemplations for what ultimately converted into the state-of-the-art space telescope, later renamed JWST. They noticed that while Hubble could be earth-shattering, its limits could be restrained by its discernments in observable mild. The NGST, alternatively, could find in the infrared range, permitting it to go further into the universe. The necessity for JWST ended up being drastically greater self-obvious in December 1995, whilst cosmologists coordinated the Hubble tremendous discipline discernment. Notwithstanding assumptions for tracking down numerous vulnerable astronomical frameworks, the ensuing photograph found out a massive wide variety of universes, attaining out back extra than 12 billion years into the universe's association of encounters. After over 20 years of progress and at an expense of around $10 billion, JWST at lengthy final shipped off on Christmas Day 2021. The telescope went through exhaustive testing, displaying up at its significant area objective a month later. The truth, by July 2022, it turned into equipped to begin its long-awaited first 12 months of science discernments, referred to as Cycle 1. Some a part of JWST's beginning venture turned into given to excessive impact applications, together with the cosmic progression, early conveyance, technological know-how audit, and the GRISO of convergence multiplied outline from area, each highlighted revealing knowledge into the mysteries of the early universe. As stargazers unreservedly gave considerable hours to sifting remote patches of the sky, attempting to find right-on-time universe good-sized frameworks, they from the starting anticipated honest disclosures corresponding to a more dispersed version of the Hubble widespread discipline. Despite the fact that they had been in for a surprise, Stephen Fennell from the School of Texas at Austin, driving the SE undertaking, figured out that tremendously a long way away frameworks were assumed to emerge entirely after diverse information cycles from numerous tasks. Besides, to cosmologists' surprise, those universes confirmed up swiftly in advance of time. The file for the most remote acknowledged framework had a niche with GNZ 11 visible in 2015, with a redshift of 11. Redshift gauges the stretching out of light resulting from the universe's development, with a higher worth exhibiting greater unmistakable distance. But all alongside, Glass's insights separated gatherings, including one led by Rohan Natu, publicly stated Glass Z13 with a redshift of 13, driving the enormous plan back basically. In addition, in their scramble for instant outcomes, educated professionals relied upon treated techniques for redshift evaluation, thinking about quality checks instead of greater time extreme direct checks. Regardless of their ease, these tests discovered universes unexpectedly great and enormous, some ahead showing a grand mass growing to 1 billion suns, as our own clean manner that's billions of years more experienced. The strength did not stop there. In the subsequent days, distinctive universe contenders from Sears, moreover Glass, emerged, some with pink shift exams as excessive as 20, showing they existed in just a short time frame after the excellent explosion. Those universes confirmed circle-like plans not expected in such early galactic a long time. Moreover, another gathering tracked down proof of easy approaches frameworks at a red shift of 10, under 500 million years after the excellent blast. Such brief ascent of large universes challenges the assumptions of the standard cosmological model, lambda cold dull make a difference. To get a cope with on this peculiarity, a short revisitation to early universe components is primary. Inside the essential minutes after the gigantic blast, the universe becomes a hot, thick soup of beginning section debris. Over the lengthy lobby, as the universe broadened and cooled, helium and other light elements framed, prompting the presence of the key particles. Near 400,000 years someday later, kind of 100 million years later, the massive blast conditions have become accommodating for the advancement of the chief stars, made essentially out of hydrogen and helium. These early stars, more and extra astonishing than modern-day stars, gathered into proto-universes, coordinated via the gravitational draw of faint matter. However, JWST's disclosure challenges this model as it exhibits first-rate tremendous good-sized frameworks a long way faster than predicted. Stacy M. from Case Western Secure University noticed the horrifying scarcity of various more unobtrusive protogalactic components, suggesting that a pair of word frameworks can be nearer than ordinary hid by dirt, acting to be dimmer and extra a long way away. The disclosure of these early universes brings up large troubles approximately the universe's starting stages, highlighting the need for continued with exam. Furthermore, alternate of our cosmological models. Follow-up view of glass Z13 in August 2022 via the Atacama first-rate millimeter display in chilly solid uncertainty at the simple disclosures, irrespective of what the usage of brightness-based tests. ALMA didn't perceive primary proportions of buildup related to glass Z13, according to Tom B. from Goya College, who drove the insights. This shows that low redshift gate crashers may be restricted. However, ALMA endeavored to perceive the universe using any and all manner. This works, the trial of insisting discernments made the usage of JWST high-level capacities. Rohan Natu, one of the specialists being referred to, raised the incongruity of the scenario, communicating, "The elevating news is there is nothing identified," he said. "The horrible news is there's nothing associated with just JW in shape for returning again to its very own insights." The most over-the-top startling rationalization could be sincerely the authorized LCDM cosmological version, which calls for an update. Michael Bohan Cullen, a cosmologist, conveyed the scale of this predicted trade and viewpoint, communicating, "These consequences are very outstanding and challenging to get in our widespread model of cosmology. It would be a certifiable rebellion to apprehend. One sketchy notion is modified Newtonian components, which assignment the presence of faint depend. JWST discernments could develop help to M, as proposed by Ingrave McCarran. In any case, not all cosmologists are convinced of man's authenticity. Some other viable clarification is that early universes may want to have basically no buildup, making them seem extra awe-inspiring and affecting mass calculations. This circum may want to moreover get a take care of on ALMA's problem in perceiving glass Z13. Charlotte Brickley and her companions endorsed that JWST can be seeing the maximum surprising lively frameworks inside the early universe that may advocate easiest celebrity path of movement conditions during that age. David Spergel maintains this notion, suggesting that high-mass celebrity advancement may have been greater successful in mild of higher fuel pressures and temperatures, in all likelihood, stricken by early desirable fields. The rapid dispersal of legitimate paper from JWST hidden discernments reflects a shift closer to progressing buddy review through stages like AR14 and virtual diversion. Whilst this quotes up the dissipating of disclosures, there are stresses over speeding closes formerly critical friend overview, not enduring association troubles, and potential recalibrations affecting a fact that each one makes barely any results. At unattainable excessive crimson shift, infinite framework noticed by JWST will be invalidated. In mild of the entirety, the sheer range of those universes suggests that the early universe can be not equal to what turned into as of overdue expected. Finlin imparted accept as true with inside the real of the exposures, speaking that the opportunities of cosmologists being through and via off-base are little. By means of and by, stargazers are speeding to coordinate ensuing insights with JWST. Nancy Levinson is at the prevailing time assessing around 12 proposals from diverse social affairs, searching for greater JWST seeing time, generally to take a look at excessive crimson shift countless framework promising learners. Given the power and importance of those early revelations, stargazers acknowledge insisting them is critical. Triu, who delivered one of the proposals, highlighted the meaning of certifying these disclosures. Various sports like Universe Internet LED via Cartel Te anticipated to increase the recognized humans of early frameworks by way of seeing a more extensive nearby of the sky for some hours. Basically, T assesses that they could distinguish outstanding severe frameworks. Other than, additional endeavors will search for affirmation of the vitally proto-universes, probably the usage of the unsteady passings of very measured first stars and the first inestimable blast as markers for their world. More than one exams endorse that JWST may want to see inestimable frameworks to the degree that a red shift of 26. Just a brief time after the excellent explosion. Confirming even a little % of those high red shift upcomers might be a wonderful fulfillment. As proven by Natu, displaying that cosmologists are not being weakened by their insights. JWST has offered one greater time of technological know-how. And irrespective of what the weakness is, the fast correspondence of latest disclosures has lively stargazers. Tro imparted strength approximately the associated with an inspired scholastic community. As of now, the request arises is now is the ideal opportunity to rethink how we may additionally decipher the earliest reference point. Craftsmen lake the huge outcomes of investigating the unnoticed international. That wraps up the statistics until similarly notice. Do not forget to expose your help by leaning toward shopping in and making some waves inside and out of the town for Destiny episodes. Moreover, make certain to percentage your considerations at the present substance. Your assistance rouses us to hold passing satisfactory substance, and on to continually make a pass at progress. Appreciation for looking, and we will see you in a bit at the same time.